I was a first-class seaman where we actually went in to train and loaded all the refugees. We could take, I think they said we had about 800 or 900 on board ship.
And what you were doing was you're evacuating refugees.
Yeah, that was their last place they could go and then go into Saigon to stay ahead of the communists. That's what they were running from. Because if they didn't, they said they'd be dead. They wouldn't be here today. Every one of them had to be sprayed with DDT because they had lice, they had everything, and they're all scared. They were scared of us. They were scared of everything because they didn't know where they were going, what was going to take place. After they got used to us Americans, they come up and they would visit with us and try to do things together. Kind of make it easier for them to go, and everybody on board was really good for them. We still had all of our chores that we had to do every day because you got assignments every day where you do and what you have to do. The only thing we couldn't do any cleaning and chipping and painting and stuff like that like we'd normally do anytime we're underway. Yeah. We just had so many people on there you couldn't do it.
Things get pretty ripe on board ship by the time you unloaded those folks?
Down in the holds where they lived, it was really ripe. That's why we couldn't go down there.
Yeah.
It was putrid, you want to put it that way.
But they were living down there.
They had to live there. They didn't have any place.
But they had to come up top for air, probably.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How many folks did you actually lose on? You said.
Well, I think we only had like 2 or 3 that died on the way down.
Were they in bad shape already by the time you loaded them up, though? Were they sick?
Not that you'd really known. Because a lot of them were so darn skinny and stuff anyway, comparing to what we were. And that's because of what food and the stuff they ate like that. So you couldn't tell whether they were really healthy people or what. Except for the ones that you could see that had rotten teeth and all stuff like that. Then you knew they were really in tough shape. Oh yeah, we had services, and then you what you do on there, you have them in a bag and everything. And then they have a flat board that you put them on, just like you would carrying them out on a stretcher or something. But then when service was over with, you had it right there on the side of the ship, and you just lifted up and they slid into the ocean. And those people just couldn't stand that. They just cried so bad. There was nothing we could do about it. We had no place to keep them. Their biggest reaction, they were so darn glad to get off of a ship. And they knew that there was vehicles and everything there to take them to these tents, to the tent cities. But from there on, we never had any idea what happened to them or where they, how many ended up where, and nothing. It was that once they left the ship and left that area where we were unloading, that's the last you saw them.